Hello guys, today we are going to connect QuickBooks onto Cryptoworth through the API connection. Let's go ahead and click on a portfolio. Let's go straight to the accounting tab and click on gateways. We are going to connect our QuickBooks API directly here. You will be required to log in through your credentials. Once you log in the first time, it'll auto connect for you the second, and so on. So let's click on view. So you will be required to map your transactions that are going to be pushed from Cryptoworth to QuickBooks as journal entries. So in order to do that, we have to create classifications. So let's go ahead and create some classifications for these transactions. It's on the same accounting tab under classifications this time. So let's create just three simple classifications where we are going to classify certain transactions based on three different accounts that are going to be pushed into QuickBooks. So let's go ahead and create three parent level accounts. Let's call them assets. Second one can be income. And the third, we'll make it expenses. Alright, so now we have three classifications to work with. Let's go ahead and click on the Transactions tab. What we want to do is classify at least a couple transactions. So the send event, let's classify that as the expense. The receive, the first receive, or second, I should say, will be income. And the last one, we're purposefully going to leave it unclassified. And I'll explain in just a moment what that's going to look like when it goes into QuickBooks. So let's go ahead back to accounting and gateways. Let's click on view on QuickBooks. Now we can map these transactions. We have to set up a default crypto asset classification. Let's click on assets here. So assets will work as our default connection. And we can map this one to cash, the cash account. So basically what this means is any transaction that was not classified will be pushed into the asset account on QuickBooks. Alright, so let's map the last two, income and expenses. Income, for the sake of this example, let's call it sales. And expenses could be anything. Advertising and marketing. Let's keep it at that. Now we have everything mapped. We can go ahead and push these transactions. Let's X out of here. Head to reports. Now you must run a calculation to get your cost basis on your transactions before you will be allowed to synchronize to QuickBooks. Otherwise, it won't allow you to click the synchronization button. But since we did this beforehand on the three transactions that we have for Ripple, it is available. So all we have to do is click this QuickBooks Sync button. It'll be pending for about a minute, and then the transactions will be pushed directly to QuickBooks. Afterwards, when that is done, we'll head straight to QuickBooks. You don't have to worry if you have a different fiat currency for your portfolio on Cryptoworth than you do on QuickBooks, because even if it's different currencies, QuickBooks will auto convert your fiat currency tied to the portfolio account. So for example, if the transaction is in USD but QuickBooks is in Australian dollar, the transactions being pushed from Cryptoworth into QuickBooks will be converted into Australian dollar. So it looks like the QuickBooks sync has started. Okay, so now we're going to head over to QuickBooks to see our transactions. So let's click on the search icon. The most recent transactions that were pushed as journal entries will show up here. Let's click on the first one. So we see a Ripple transaction of 82.48 into the cash account. So let's head back to Cryptoworth and verify that. Transactions. So we see we have two classified transactions. One is unclassified. If we go back to the gateway section and click on view for QuickBooks, we have the main crypto assets classifications called assets that goes into the cash account in QuickBooks. So any transaction that is not classified will be pushed directly into the cash account. So let's go back to QuickBooks and click on the second transaction, second journal entry here. So we see sales. So this amount of Ripple went to the sales account. Let's head back to Cryptoworth, back to transactions, and we see it as this one right here, the income classification goes to the sales account in QuickBooks. And then finally we can check the last one, expenses, advertising and marketing. Let's head back. That would be the third transaction. Alright, so we do have it here, advertising and marketing. And we also have the cost from the fee, which is such a negligible amount that it shows 0.00, but nevertheless it is tracked. So that is how you map your transactions onto QuickBooks.